Yo,
Yeah, we're live.
yeah.
Welcome everybody, House Party 5v5 semifinals tonight. Going to be the match between the number 1 seed Viktorius Secret on the blue side, Sound of Light, number 4 seed on the red side, and this should prove to be quite an interesting matchup. Again, 40,000 RP is on the line. Hi folks, thank you for coming out tonight. My name's Anson. I'm joined by my co-caster, Wilson Jones. Wilson, appreciate having you here.
Appreciate you letting me be here.
Oh, come on, you're the man. You belong here. Ari
It's gonna
Siver.
be exciting.
It is going to be exciting. Sound Light's a really strong team. Obviously, I got to give it to Viktorius in this one. Just their coordination. They've got their full roster here today. And, of course, Tanball's going to have to be subbing in for Penguins. And I think that's going to hurt Sound of Light. I think their chances already were, a little bit under 50% going into this. And having to lose him, that could prove to be a bit of a detriment to him. But we'll see what they pull off.
I think Handballs is actually the replacement for Yoon, and versus Leader is the
Oh, that's right.
replacement
Yes.
for the sub for Ping.
You're correct. Yeah, Tanball's recently joined the team. Yeah, the VS Leader going to be subbing in for Penguins. So, but yeah, overall having him out, I definitely think that is it's going to be something Sound of Light's going to have to look to overcome. Whereas Viktorius, they're coming out with their whole roster, plenty strong. I know they've had some personal issues here lately, having to use internet connections that weren't their home connection and whatnot. Even had to use a sub recently, but they've really resolved all those issues. They come out as a group of 5, and honestly, what else can you say? Best performing team this season so far. So I'm happy to to see these two teams going head to head tonight, and I definitely think it's going to be a very big contest.
Corky.
So yeah, that's Corky coming through big for John the Greatest. It's been probably going off memory here, by far his most played champion this season, and he's done a lot of really good things with the champion. Got some really good KDA, and just a all-around solid performer. So not surprised to see the Corky going over there. I am surprised to see the Vi got let slip over the Jarvan.
Yeah, if Milkshake is jungling, Vi is his champion, so that could be a good pickup for Sunlight.
And it looks like Jarrett is going to go back to the Sejuani. When he broke that out last week, I didn't have high hopes for it, but he ended up wrecking on the Sejuani. He did everything a jungler needed to do. So we'll see if that comes through for him. Again, the issue with Sejuani, I mean, Ahri can just pretty much bully anyone in the game early on in the jungle, and Jarrett's going to have to keep an eye on that as he starts to ramp things up. John the Greatest and Domo Senpai going to be up next for the picks here. Looks like we've got mid 80 carry and jungle locked down. So looking to see top and support. I'm wondering what Domo's going to be taking into this. He knows he's going opposite of Leona. Janna is a great pick. Janna Corky.
Wow, that is so much AP on that side.
Quite a bit.
I don't know if they even thought about that, but if they don't win fast and in the mid game, they're gonna get outscaled by Sound of Light Red Team, because like yeah, all they have to do is build magic resist, lock it.
Because even Corky
fails, and yeah,
even Corky deals magic damage on some of his abilities, correct?
Yeah, Corky actually until late game, where he does a lot of auto attacking late game. Mid game, a lot of his damage is from his Q and his missiles, which is mostly magic damage.
There you have it. So we've got the rosters finalized. Going to be Xerath, Sejuani, Cho'Gath, Janna, and Corky for Victorious Secret. The swap's coming through now. Everybody getting their champions. Sound of Light going to be taking the Kalista Scion, Leona, Vi, and the Ziggs. That is... that's an interesting pickup here. Now, we haven't seen the swap come through. Milkshake might not be jungling.
Yeah, they have Ari Liver going top. They just let people go wherever, I guess.
You know, it depends on...
None of them are in their actual roles.
Right. It, you know, that's certainly an option that's open and available, and teams can adjust their strategies on the fly based off, you know, who's going where on the opposite side. Of course, that's always kind of a gamble. It's like, well, I think Jarrett's going into the jungle, but you know, at the last second, he could swap with Wobad, and he's been practicing Xerath all week for some reason, and now he's playing Xerath. So it didn't come through this game, but those type of things could happen, and you can't really take a look at the opposite side and say, okay, Jarrett's going to be in the jungle this week, so we'll put this player or that player in the jungle against him, because you never know until that last second ticks off the clock. But
yep,
you know, early game composition-wise, I think Viktorius has some pretty solid strength. Of course, Sound of Light has a lot of strength as well. Composition-wise,
Sound of Light has an amazing lockdown.
Yes. I really got to give it to Sound of Light for fielding a good team through Champion Select here. I am liking what they have going on their side. I'm a little cautious about Viktorius. Like you said, they
do have the Janna though, which could be a problem.
What problems are you foreseeing there?
I mean, like purple team, you look at Kalista, you look at Sion, you look at Vi and Leona. Ziggs is the only one that's not super hard engaged, but they put all their eggs in one basket. Just hard engage.
Now how does
them down, burst them, kill them? Janna, if Janna has a good ultimate, Like, she just waits for Sion to come in, waits for for both of them to ult, and then she ults them both back. It's like that. Janna, good time ultimates, good time tornadoes, just completely can destroy a hard engage comp. And when you're going for a hard engage comp, I don't know why you wouldn't ban Janna.
Would seem to be a good choice. How does because I know the Vi ultimate does not care about Janna's ultimate.
Yeah.
How does the Sion ult work with Janna's ult?
It would be the same thing. That's why it's really dependent on Domo and how good his Janna timing is. He has to wait for Vi and Sion to be out of their ultimates and then ult.
There's a really good opportunity there for a team fight. He can actually, if Poseidon and or Ari Lover end up engaging, and VS is right behind him, it could end up using that Janna ultimate to push back the other members of Sound of Light and leave those other immune members stuck in the middle of a 5v2 situation for a good 2 or 3 seconds. Going to be interesting to see how it plays out. We've got our delay just ticking off the clock, and we're going to take a short caster break while we're in loading screen, and we will see you guys back once we hit the rift. We are back, and both teams heading out onto the rift now. Viktorius Secret going to be occupying the blue side of the jungle. The blue side of the map. Sound of Light going to be on the red side, and both sides just kind of posting up and getting a good view of the opposite side. I don't think we're going to see any early level 1 action. Where's it going to...
Just defensive right now. Doesn't look like anyone wants to risk anything.
Going to be a Gromp start for Poseidon, and looks like Jarrett going to begin on his red side in order to get that leash coming through, and that's pretty important when you're playing Sejuani, especially against a Vi. You know, Vi's going to progress through that jungle and come out pretty healthy at level 3, and getting that early help, that leash from the 2 bottom laners, it's going to go a long way for Jarrett.
Minions have spawned.
It looks like all 3 going to be waiting around for that golem start. Of course, assist coming through on the red side as well. Tanbal's going to be able to put down some significant damage level 1. So should allow both junglers to transition pretty well into solo farming their jungle areas, so we might see some early aggression in the lanes.
Yep. Yeah, pretty standard starts all across the board, except for Ari Lover, who is starting the Raptors.
Yeah, a lot of I've seen a lot of Sion players execute. And they'll actually... Domo getting chased down here, gets exhausted, has to flash away, 1 auto attack away, but look at this, VS is running from the battle, had to flash away. John was focusing him down through that whole thing there. So yeah, the Sion actually, with the death passive, if you take a look, the Raptor camp's completely cleared out, so he
Yeah.
ended up utilizing that to get himself an early advantage. We'll see how that works out for him. Ended up getting back to lane to find a level 2 Jaren, so if he did enjoy that level 1, that level 2 advantage, it couldn't have been for very long. First he's hit that level 3 here, and VS going in hard, takes a tower shot. Tannball's throwing the spears over at Domo, but backs off as John comes in. So a little bit traded there. VS getting a tiny bit too close to the sub.
Oh, early gank from Jarrett.
Jarrett coming in behind. Tannballs and VS are completely crimped here. Goes in on the balls. The Jana Tornado gets the knock up. John the Greatest going to be there, and actually Domo ends up picking up the first blood.
That's really bad that Domo got it. I don't know how he got it, maybe an auto attack, but
something.
That's a lot of gold and a lot of resources that Jarrett, wasted. Like, he didn't get his blue buff. He went bought level 3 with just a red buff, and Domo got the kill. So that's a lot of time and resources spent to give a support an extra gold lead, which at this point in the game he could maybe upgrade. Oh, he got boots of mobility, so maybe Domo will try and roam with boots of mobility and try to make a play mid or something. I don't know, but that's a lot of gold to someone who doesn't have a lot of early game impact.
There would have been a bit better had that gone on to John. John capable of snowballing quite well early. He's done that in quite a few of the games this season. So I think Soundlight's got to be breathing a little easy about that one. Yeah, it was first blood, and yeah, it's an advantage to Viktorius, but you know, not as bad as it otherwise could have been. Tannballs and VS keeping this lane pushed up in bottom, and I think that may have been a strategized calculation from Viktoria's Secret. I don't know how Sound of Light play in their early game, but if they're typically as pushed up as they are at this point in the game, and that may have been a pre-planned strategy there for Jarrett to get that really early gank on a lane that a lot of junglers these days are avoiding, just because of the amount of disengage that current meta supports are bringing in that.
Jarrett's looking to gank Milkshake here.
Jarrett coming in mid. Milkshake's very low, forces the flash out. Good decision from Jarrett to back up off of that turret, and ends up picking up a flash for his troubles there. So
he did flash though. Jarrett flashed as well. So
yes,
the flash for flash.
Of course, Milkshake gonna have to keep an eye on Jarrett. If I were him, I would swing back around for another attempt here soon with that flash being down. Or top lane action. Kind of just both of them sitting there doing their own thing. Not too much being traded back and forth. The CS virtually even across both sides. I think both teams are giving each other a lot of respect, and of course we're in semifinals now. They realize there is a lot on the line, and all the teams that have made it to this point so far are, quite frankly, they're teams that really deserved it. They performed well all season and came out really strong in the quarterfinals. So I think there's some hesitation at some points. They know, okay, we're not going against scrubs anymore. VS getting a little bit too ahead of the game here. Jarrett going in for the gank, gets the exhaust. Suddenly gets the exhaust. John gonna be able to pick that one up, and that is another kill going over to Viktorius.
His bot lane though. Looks like they're trying to continue.
Wobad going in on the Milkshake here, fires off 1, 2, 3, misses with the third, gets the auto attack. Poseidon falling very low, has to go back to his turret, but great outplay from Wobad there. He hit 2 out of 3 of those and just absolutely wrecked. So Milkshake's, ooh, he's got to be taking that one hard. That was a 1 versus 1 kill.
Yeah, I think he worried too much about dodging the ultimates instead of just ulting himself and laying down damage himself, because he probably could have killed Wobad if he had chosen to gone aggressive instead of on the defensive.
Yeah, he actually didn't use his ultimate there.
Yeah.
And that could have been...
It would have killed him.
Yeah,
would have killed him for sure.
For sure. So, yeah, Wobad's one of those guys that that plays really aggressive. If he sees an opening and he thinks that it's going to lead to something, then he's going to commit to it. He's going to go full out ham and not look back until it's all done. So I'm not surprised to see that level of aggression coming from him. It was a risky play from Wobad too, but it paid off.
Just clearing out the pink, clearing out the vision. I think Viktorius' secret is on the ball for vision. All the games that I've seen, they've been buying pink boards.
1v3 situation here. John the Great is going in with the jump.
Oh boy.
VS able to make it back to tower. Thinks he was pretty much 100% health when that gank started. So not surprised that he was able to make it back. Did have to burn the flash though in order to get there.
Yeah. Light just really needs to slow the game down right now. They're letting Viktorius just dictate the moves. They just gotta ward up their own jungle, ward up their river, play it safe, and wait for Viktorius to make a mistake rather than get forced into making a mistake themselves.
They might be forcing Sound of Light into doing just that. The Xerath ult gets popped here, but John's going to be able to finish up Poseidon. That's going to be the first dragon of the game going over to Viktorius. Quite an impressive early start. Sound of Light have not been making that many mistakes, but Viktorius are just there. Shit. Wow, great flash ult. Follow up with the tornado. Jarrett over the wall. Wobad's gonna join the party here. Gets the snipe from long distance. Jarrett walking over that slow, but Milkshake not mobile enough to make it out of this one. Who's gonna get the kill though? The flash.
Wobad flashes.
Wow, that was a little.
Jarrett still gets the kill. Jarrett took the kill after Wobad flashed, because Wobad flashed for the kill. That's a little bit miscommunication there, but we still got the kill.
VS going in hard here. Tanballs and he both taking John out. The teleport coming in from top. The heal going to give them that extra bit of health, movement speed as they get up out of that situation. Looks like it's going to be a waste of teleport. Jaren, no! The fail flash from Jaren. That was completely unexpected.
That's got to hurt.
Sound of Light looking to stay alive in this game. They did get a kill and did make it out safely from that situation.
Domo being really ballsy here, all by himself.
And take a look at what John is putting together on his item belt. As that is it's a really unconventional quirky start. Okay, he's got a piece of his Triforce, but he's also got a BF sword on top of it.
Yeah, it looks like he bought the BF sword first, and then he decided that he wasn't actually as far ahead as he thought he was, so he started going Triforce again. He probably backed, the first time he probably backed with enough gold for a BF sword, so he's like, I'm just going to buy a BF sword. But now, he's actually delayed his power spike massively.
That is a big problem when it comes to Corki. Corki's all about the mid-game, those rockets with the Triforce on, and yeah, I feel like John definitely made a misplay there when it came to his build. Even with an early start, I would just go ahead and get some Triforce components. They're not terrible all on their own.
Yeah.
Still doing relatively well on top of it. He is getting out-farmed at this point by Tanballs.
Yeah, and Callista's really good at farming the tower. And there's the 2v2 happening.
Domo in the middle of the action here, but Tanball's falling very low.
They do get Janna, but Jarrett's there.
Jarrett coming in for the gank. Gets the CC. VS got nowhere to run. Jarrett does take it. All right. Wobad going in hard on the Milkshake. Gets the stun. The ult's going to be 1, 2, 3. No, he missed. He missed.
Wow.
Milkshake lives. That was nearly point blank. You're seeing a lot of missteps from Viktorius Secret. I don't know if it's nerves, but
really questionable pink ward placed by Poseidon. He didn't even pink his own bush. He's sitting on a ward getting blue buff.
Has to flash away. Ari Lover getting the teleport.
With a Scion ult, they might be able to do something.
He actually ends up hitting a wall. Whoa, that is the key.
Oh boy.
That is the cue for Viktorius to get out of there. Dragon's still not up, so may just be a little blue buff fight here. Yep, that ends up going over to John.
Yeah.
So yeah, missteps here and there from Viktorius Secret. Milkshake actually gonna have to get out of that situation. That's gonna open this turret up to Viktorius. They're 7-2. They're doing quite well, but I feel like at this point they could have sealed the deal on the game already. And that's definitely not the case at this point. Sound of Light still got an opportunity for a comeback. They need to act quickly though, because I really feel like this game is just slipping away from them, and they're going to be headed into game 2 with a loss on their back.
Oh.
Great cue, but the Janna ult not going to stop
will
that
go
one.
Down. Poseidon will pay for it.
Assault and Battery coming through. Poseidon ends up trading 1-for-1 there. Oh, that is still going to leave Viktorius on this turret. They're going to grab another one here. Meanwhile, back up the top lane. I don't think Ari Lover... Yeah, the wet noodle fight. I don't think Ari Lover has been in a single skirmish. He's been around for one, but I don't think we've yet to see the Scion become a big player.
Or the Cho'Gath for that as well. They both are 0-0-0. Well, Scion 0-1-0 because of his death at Raptors, but
we don't count that. Nobody got
an
experience for
execute.
that one. That was we just forget all about that one. He's getting some decent damage down onto Jaren here, but Cho'Gath is just such a monster with the regeneration. He just doesn't care. I've seen him get down to like 300 hit points and just be like, it'll be cool. I'll be under turret and I'll heal up to 800 within the next wave or two.
The dragon just spawned. Sound of Light has the jump. Hesitation is not what you want to have right now. They should just jump on it. Yep, there they go.
They've got to go for this dragon. Another misplay by Viktorius. Their dragon control is usually on point. They had the timer. They took the first one. So I'm not sure why Sound of Light were just allowed to take the dragon at their will there, but really good call from Sound of Light. Picked it up when Viktorius weren't looking.
Oh, questionable engage.
Leader going in onto Domo here.
Got no one with him.
John the Greatest bringing up the backside. That
does have the close stall.
Gonna have to get the Kalista ult to get up out of there. Pings going across the map from Viktorius. Not sure what they're pinging out quite yet. They've got to know at this point, Dragon is off the table. They got that one just taken for free. Oh. John the Greatest gets ulted.
Oh.
Poseidon.
I don't know why Leader didn't ult that. And Milkshake, communication wasn't there, got caught out.
Domo's in a dangerous spot here. He's by himself. Team just now coming up the backside. The exhaust goes on to Tan Balls. Has to get out of that situation. John the Greatest is lobbing fire into the enemy team. Not going to be quite enough. They're going to get out of that one.
And meanwhile, Wobad is pushing down the mid tower. He is there, so he's not going to be able to do that much, but still getting some damage. About a third HP.
And this
third HP gone.
That's going to mean another turret for Viktorius. 3-1 in turrets, 9-3 in kills. We're looking at a 5,000 gold lead at nearly 18 minutes into the game. And things are just really stacking up for Viktorius. But, like I said, I really think they could have closed this game out already. Just a few really big missteps. And that leaves Sound of Light still in this game. Of course, it looks like, looking at John, he's got 2 pieces of his Triforce. He's got 2 pieces of a Bloodthirster. So, your guess, Wilson, just as good as mine as to where he's going with this.
I guess he's just spending money on what he has. Like, sometimes you go back and you're like, oh, I only have 800 gold. I'm just gonna get a Vamp Scepter. Like, I guess that's his reasoning. I don't know what else it would be.
Well, he's sitting at 3-1, so he's not quite underperforming, but we have definitely seen John come out strong, especially on Corki.
Poseidon sitting on a ward.
Poseidon ends up getting caught with the tornado there. Has to go back to turret. The ult from Jarrett is going to lock him down in place. They're on to Ari Lover now.
It's a dead Ari Lover. Oh, flash.
Actually ends up flashing the flash from Jaren. Knockup, not going to get it, but John the Greatest is there to pick things up. Gonna be another kill going over to Viktorius.
Oh, Jaren.
Jared gonna have to get out of there before that Scion passive wears off. And look at this, Wobad in the mid lane, already working on another turret. Viktorius' turret control this game has been excellent. They are getting the objectives where they need to, despite a few missteps here and there. Every opportunity they've got, they're knocking on a turret's door, asking if anybody's home.
Yeah, and I'm questioning the decision-making of Sound of Light right now, where they have Balls and Versus Leader just sitting bottom together while Domo's just roaming all over the place. And, like, even John wasn't bot lane. I don't know why you need a Leona to protect the Callista when you can see all 5 members of Victoria's Secret top lane. Like, Leona should be roaming, Leona should have presence, especially with the CC that she has. She can turn fights, but she can't turn fights if she's sitting bot lane, helping her AD carry farm an empty lane.
Interesting analysis there.
Milkshake
getting targeted out by a snipe from Wobad. Grabs the kill. We've only got one sweeper. Domo's in a little bit of a rough spot here. Tamball's going to pick that kill up. Jarrett's going to have to get out of here, but nope, Wobad is bringing up.
Poseidon can get in this fight. That's a good fight for Sound of Light.
Misses the Q here, but does get the ult down onto Wobad. Tamball's coming in, providing support here. John shows up and throws the rockets down. He gets 1. Not able to pick up 2, but Jaren coming in here. The heal going to provide the extra movement speed. The knockup's not going to take it. He can silence over the wall. Not going to do it. 2 for 2 exchange.
After all was said and done, 2 for 2.
And hey, 2 kills in the pocket of John the Greatest. He's got his Trinity Force finished. So he's arrived at a point now where all of the early disadvantages to his build path are negated. He's got enough items to make something happen here. The Trinity Force is completed, and that Corki mid game should be coming through. Problem is, it's already 21.5 minutes.
Yep.
Definitely would have liked to see that Corki mid game show up at least 4 or 5 minutes earlier.
And Victoria's Secret with 2 Magi's built.
Maximum disrespect.
Really?
Wow. But hey, it's working out for him. You can't say it's not. It's quite a big gamble. But so long as they can keep those things fed and going, they're going to be fine. Soul Stealer is a ridiculously gold efficient item, over 16 stacks, but it becomes pretty useless when you start dipping below 12, 13, depending on what stage of the game you're at. But hey, we've got
Baron, or Dragon dancing
Yep, Dragon coming up. Both sides know it, and Viktorius Secret not going to make the same mistake they made last time. Of course, Sound of Light came in, grabbed that scuttle, so that's going to give them vision over this area, and I don't think they're going to be content to just back off and give this to Viktorius.
I think if Sound of Light wants to fight, they got to fight right now because they're dealing with Xerath poke, and
yeah, with John, Jaren, and even Domo. Plus Wobad, the amount of poke that they had to keep them off of that turret, or off of that dragon, that's pretty scary. Definitely a solid poke composition coming through for Viktorius. They're making it work for them now. Just getting the long distance, long range snipes, and Domo has the ultimate available for the disengage if things go bad. Art Lover getting caught out there. This inhibitor is open for Viktorius Secret, and they are on the front steps of Sound of Light's base. This inhibitor is going to go down. There's nothing Sound of Light can do in a 4v5. Not underneath the turret here. So they just got to concede this one.
Yeah, I don't know. This game's pretty over. If Viktoria's Secret deigns it to be over, it will be over at this point. It's their game. Their game. I don't see anything happening unless they make a huge blunder like 4 times in a row.
They would have to, they would have to screw up quite a few times. One's not going to do it at this stage. They've got an 8,000 gold lead, and they already have an inhibitor down at 24 minutes, so not looking good for Sound of Light. But they've got the opportunity to learn from their mistakes. It is a best-of-3 match. They can take the knowledge from this game and go into the next two. But like I said, Viktorius is a consistent performing team. You look at them week after week, even when they've had their troubles, even when they've had to drop a sub into the mix, they have performed pretty much the same. Usually Wobad will end up getting a 1 versus 1 kill in the mid lane. John and Domo will win bottom lane. John will go into the mid game with a good 3-4 kills, 5 at this point of this particular game. So it's pretty typical actually to see Viktorius doing what they do here. This is classic stuff for them. Poseidon trying to get some extra gold, clear camps out, but Jarrett and Wobad pushing that top lane to the turret. Poseidon gets caught out here. Not a good place to go back, buddy.
Yep.
Jaren
That's been the name of the game. The amount of times that they've just been caught out in their own jungle when it's been warded and they haven't swept it, where they've been sitting out in the open just waiting to be caught out, backing, shopping while recalling. Like, maybe that's something you do as a habit, but you should never shop while recalling in a competitive game. That should never be a thing that you do.
Yeah, just a few really bad calls from Sound of Light. Just, they performed okay in the early game, but I think once they saw the game slipping away from them, their decision-making just went into the toilet. Milkshake trying to go for the steal on the Baron there, and John the Greatest actually, he's turned the aggression up to 11. Valkyried over the wall and just 1v1.
I honestly think Sound of Light should just surrender and start fresh, because right now they're fighting a losing battle. They're gonna lose morale, they're gonna lose whatever kind of what's the word I'm looking for, positive energy that they got by fighting this battle where they're just gonna keep on dying, they keep on getting picked off. They're so far behind, 10,000 gold behind. Like, they're gonna be really demoralized if they keep playing this game. I think they should just surrender, wipe it clean, and play for the next game, because I think this game's over.
That's a really good point. Demoralization is something that can really be a critical factor, especially when you're losing this hard. Nobody likes to play a game where you're losing this hard and you just don't feel like there's any hope. And Viktorius engaging on top of the turret. The Leon ultimate not going to hit anything there. The turret just going down. The Xerath ultimate gets popped. Tanballs. John the Greatest going in after that kill, and Ari Lover gets hit by the tornado there. Jarrett trying to provide some crowd control. Jaren misses with the knockup here. Sound of Light actually getting some good damage onto Viktorius, forcing them to have to back out, and the bouncing bomb picks up the kill on Domo there. Viktorius not backing up off of this yet. They just used this time for a little regrouping, and look at them. They're sticking around. They know it's a 4v4 situation. Tanballs has not come back up yet. He's got 5 seconds to that, and they're diving. Ari Lover, he goes down underneath turret. The empowered super minions coming in behind Viktorius.
Oh, flashes away just in time.
Sound of Light desperately trying to defend this inhibitor here. Not finding a lot of luck in doing so. This turret gonna go down. John the Greatest over the wall, but Poseidon makes him pay for that. Looks like Viktorius got the wind taken out of their sails with John going down. That aggression.
Oh, he doesn't have any mana. Oh, it doesn't matter. Still matter.
Wobad actually
ends
ends
up
picking up.
A lot of greed from Victoria's Secret. If they weren't that far ahead, then
those would be critical mistakes.
Yeah, critical mistakes.
But you know that's one of the advantages to being ahead, is you can do something dumb in exchange for a few objectives. Whereas trading 4 for 1, normally bad idea. But when you're already in that situation where it's like it just takes a little push in order to end the game, you can afford to make trades like that. But unfortunately, Viktorius didn't grab any objectives. Ended up taking the turret down a bit, though.
Yeah, they didn't grab any objectives, and Xerath has a Magice, and he just died for no reason except greed.
The fight breaking out over the dragon pit.
Lost that. Ooh, good Genol. They do get Sejuani.
Ari Lover on the run here. John the Greatest going to pick that one up with the rocket. The Xerath ultimate going to take another one as Milkshake ends up falling. Really great team fight from Victoria's Secret.
This might be it.
I feel like that team fight would have gone a lot more in Sound of Light's favor had they not already been so far behind. I think they definitely fought well there. Perhaps even outperformed Viktorius in that team fight. They just don't have the items in order to make it happen now. So Viktorius learning from their last assault here. They end up taking the inhibitor and back off. This is going to be dragon number 3 for them, and quite possibly their last one of the game.
Yep.
Sitting on a razor's edge for Sound of Light as they look to the later parts of this game and try to pull something off. They pretty much got to play perfectly from here on out, and a little bit of luck wouldn't hurt.
Honestly, I think it would be the biggest upset ever if Sound of Light pulled through on this.
Milkshake eats 1, 2. That's going to be the kill. Wobad is just on fire with his ultimate today. I've only seen him miss once.
Yep. He's certainly hitting them.
This just goes to show how deep of a champion pool Wobad has. He's I've never seen him play Xerath before, let alone play Xerath in competitive here in House Party 5v5. So it's just, he's got quite a deep mastery of a number of champions that he can bring to the table to fit any kind of composition. Jarrett looking for a pick here. The Banshee Veil going to get popped, rejoins his team, and it looks like they're going to continue this assault, and Viktorius setting their eyes on the top lane tower. Poseidon going to have to be careful here. Wobad's hitting for quite big chunks. He's got 13 stacks on that Soul Stealer, so it's a little bit better than a needlessly large rod in terms of ability power. Whereas he's already got that Death Cap and the Morellos, plus another needlessly large on top of it, so he's going to be hitting like a truck until he dies again. Look at that damage on the Milkshake. Milkshake takes 1, 2. Third one not going to connect.
This is actually decent for Sound of Light. This is a very decent fight.
Domo trying to get the disengage there, but the hard engage coming through from Sound of Light so strong, but they actually end up backing off out of that one. John the Great is still at full health, and Jarrett down to about a third. But I gotta feel like Sound of Light could have made a little something more happen with that one. Ari Lover getting poked out here.
This is actually good as well. They're forcing Viktorius to go deep on them, forcing Viktorius to dive a comp that has hard engage, has tanky members, and is able to survive long enough. While Viktorius is really not an engage comp at all, except for Sejuani. Like, they're just peel and poke, and they're diving. They're not playing to their comp strength, and even though they're so far ahead, if they're gonna play that style, then they shouldn't be playing those champions. And honestly, they could have sat outside tower range and poked them down so easily, and then just taken the tower once they recalled, but they got a little impatient. They tried to force the fight that didn't go in their favor, and they just gave Sound of Light a breathing chance, and
I think Sound of Light played that one.
Cost them.
I think they played that very well. They saw what was going on, took their time, said, hey, wait a minute, we can turn this to our advantage here. So really good call from them. So whether it's going to make a huge difference in this game, not quite sure at this point. Looks like Viktorius going to be setting up for Baron number 2, and that could be big for them with their poke potential plus the Baron buffed minions. Of course, that wave clear came through really strong for Sound of Light in the top lane. Helped them really force Viktorius to jump on top of that turret and go into dive mode. And I don't see that same decision being made again, especially not with Baron buffed inmates. That's going to leave Viktorius with a lot more time to sit back, fire rockets, fire Xerath blasts, and just wait things out as the HP bars of Sound of Light just continue to drop lower. This Baron, a crucial pickup here. Looks like Viktorius waiting around, and they actually get the flash out of Poseidon. That could be big. Right now, all he's got to get himself over the wall to attempt to steal is his R and his Q, and the R is dependent on vision. So it looks like they're not going to have that in the Baron pit. Viktorius taking this one pretty much uncontested at this point. No vision for Sound of Light, and this could be the last nail in the coffin. Jaren providing a bit of comfort room for his team as they grab that objective. Heading into the mid lane, the inhibitor has come back up for Sound of Light, so Viktorius going to be setting their sights on that one. Top lane is pushing out quite a bit, and it looks like that minion wave is going to continue if left unattended. Going to continue pushing back in favor of Sound of Light, so they've got that going for them. They're going to have to concede this inhibitor.
Yeah, it seems like the common theme this game has been Sound of Light's uncoordination and lack of teamwork versus Victoria's Secret's coordination and teamwork. Like, Victoria's Secret has been on the same page almost the whole game. You can see them moving around as a unit. You can see Jaren pushing bot lane to force them into the decision to defend bot lane or go for Baron, and then Jaren just TPs to Baron. Like, there's a lot of coordination going there, and Sound of Light just doesn't know what to do. They don't know how to work as a team, and they don't know how to make calls. There's no shot calling that is, like, no strong shot calling.
Jarrett going a little too hard there, but that turret does end up falling. Tanballs is in the middle of the fight. Poseidon going to get knocked down by John the Greatest. He's tearing up the back line. Jarrett onto VS. Ari Lover going to be the next one to fall. John sitting at 100% health. Grabs the support on the triple kill. That is going to be Victorious Secret taking game 1 of the semifinals. And what a performance from all of them. John the Greatest finishing out at 13-2-10. Jaren didn't die once. A really solid, all-around amazing play from Viktorius. I think they waited a little long on pulling the trigger on some things and made a few bad calls, but overall a performance well worth the victory. All right, folks, we're going to take a short break as we get set up for another game. We'll be back here in a minute. And it actually looks like Sound of Light not going to be able to continue. They had a man down, and their sub is not going to be able to participate. So this game going to be going over, this match going to be going over to Viktorius Secret. So we are going to be on hiatus until 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. For those of you without time conversion, that's an hour from now, where we will be playing our other semifinals match, New Exalt versus Rich Gang. Hope you guys stick around, and we'll see you in an hour.